and you are so lucky to be sitting here right now. Boy, have I got something to share with you. I'm willing to share the secrets to my riches for free. That's right, you heard correctly. I said free. Everything I needed to get rich is located right here in this black briefcase. But it's mine, so don't even think about coming near it, okay? Now, if you want to get rich like me, you must visualize yourself living a rich lifestyle. If you want to get rich like me, let me hear you say, "Oh yeah!"
Oh yeah!
I guess some of you are okay with being broke right now. Madam Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, my journey to riches began in 1999 in a city in the Philippines called Dumaguete. I had no idea what I was going to do as I embarked on a 2-week service mission trip. We visited local schools and orphanages and even helped build a church. As I used this hammer, I remember sweating profusely, wondering why I'd come all this way to help people I didn't even know. You see, before that, I thought life was tough for me. My mom did the best she could to raise my older brother and I as a single parent. Often I wondered why I couldn't have that fancy car or live in a big house with a swimming pool and jacuzzi. Is anybody a parent of a teenager here? You'll know that sometimes they can be a little selfish. At the age of 13, seeing other people living in destitute poverty helped me to realize how selfish I had become. I learned the tremendous value of serving others. And thanks to this hammer, my riches began to accumulate. In the summer of 2007, I volunteered for 2 months in Nairobi, Kenya, assisting needy children. I lived in a boys' orphanage where I helped with cooking and cleaning, as well as tutoring and counseling the children. We also played football. We made balloon animals and practiced and performed magic tricks. I became extremely close with one child in particular, thanks to this hanky. His name was Safari. He was a 10-year-old Kenyan boy. And no, I'm not as good as that David Copperfield guy you hear about, but he was fascinated by my magic tricks. Just like some of you are. He begged me to teach him so he could show his friends. But one night after dinner, I felt intense abdominal pain. Safari noticed and did something I will never forget. He offered me his HIV medication. He said, "Elliot, if you're not happy, then I'm not happy." I was shocked by the compassion that could come from such a young child. Despite his misfortune, he had a strong desire to alleviate my pain by offering me the only thing that was saving his life. Thanks to this hanky, I got a little richer. Last September, I went on a medical mission to the country of Vanuatu, located in the South Pacific. After a 3-hour truck ride, a 7-hour hike carrying all of our supplies into the jungle, and crossing the raging Jordan River over 30 times, we finally arrived at a village called Villa Nameos. They welcomed us with an incredible Toastmaster-like ceremony and humongous plate of food. Now you have to imagine, after 7 hours of hiking, that I was pretty hungry and would eat anything. Well, almost anything, considering they used to be cannibals. And as you can see, thank God I wasn't on the dinner menu that night. Early the next morning, after playing games with the children and reading stories, I began treating their cuts and wounds with my secret weapon, hydrogen peroxide. They were all intrigued by what we were doing and gathered around. After cleaning and bandaging the 6-year-old girl named Sarah, she slowly walked alongside me, smiled, and gave me a big hug. I could see in her eyes that she felt loved. A simple act using hydrogen peroxide made her feel valuable, made her feel special. In case you haven't noticed by now, this speech will not help you grow your bank account. If you don't believe me, take a look at my wallet. This is not a prop, okay? As we anxiously waited for the tsunami to strike our islands a few weeks ago, what were you thinking about? Most people made it a priority to spend time with their family and loved ones because it's the relationships in our lives that are most important. See, our society has been indoctrinated to believe that becoming rich with money and obtaining all these material possessions will make you happy. But it's simply not the case. The people I have met all over the world, in Kenya, Vanuatu, and the Philippines, are the most joyful people I've ever met. Look at these pictures of safari. Look at this picture of Sarah, and notice the joy on their faces. They are completely content to just have their basic needs met, like food, clothing, and shelter. Can you imagine how they would react to eating a Krispy Kreme donut? I'm sure their taste buds would be ecstatic. And you don't have to travel to a foreign country, but you can look for opportunities every day in your sphere of influence to get rich. I want you to be so rich in service to others, filled with compassion, and abundant in love. In my case, I used a hammer, a hanky, and hydrogen peroxide. But your tools may be different. When you give to others, the riches you receive in return will bring a joy like you can never imagine. Seize the opportunity to impact someone's life today. Let's get joyfully rich. Back to close my eyes.